5:35. First up, the minutes for last week. Does anyone have any comments? Discussion? Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, first up is the warrant article.
Start with the top.
I just found a place where a space should have to be in the lead and copper improvements.
Alright, so nothing in number one. Nothing in number two. Steve, number three,
Yeah, number three, nowhere does it
What do you
say, nowhere does it say that the water main's on three.
so what if we put from the top of North Station Road to just south of South Station Road along Route 3?
Yeah,
Yes,
just something, you know,
that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Does the water go down North Station Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it makes like a triangle there, it goes,
It does, but it doesn't go to 175. Nobody on 175 has come.
Some
does,
people
yeah.
down the other
By the
end.
Green Bridge.
Yeah, it has to
No,
go.
no.
no, it goes
no
down
one-
to where
That's
Gore
how it
Road
gets up
starts.
to town, it has to come up North Station Road, well to down there.
It goes
Oh.
175 towards our firehouse, our wells, Bill Mellett's. Hippie.
You know where it turns, the
Oh.
road turns to go up the hill?
Yeah.
where- Right there is where
Yeah.
it basically stops at, Kippy's house.
Yep,
Oh, and
The-
it doesn't go up further.
No.
no, it's just that little section right there. Okay, so now
It doesn't
on number
look like
4.
No,
Where it says grants,
No.
including loan forgiveness available for this purpose, and there needs to be a space between purpose and.
Okay.
Is that gonna include like the water main break we had this weekend, how they've,
Does not cover water mains.
no,
No, we're gonna be. We have until 2037 to replace them all though. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of these $1 million projects.
yeah.
And the line down there is the oldest in town,
What?
and it's actually been shovel ready for 5 or 6 years,
Mm.
maybe even longer,
Probably closer to 20.
I think Jimmy was still there, so.
we tried to get a grant for it, and they won't fund it. Because there's no
We're not talking.
economic, and there's no economic development, opportunity from it. With Northern Borders.
Yeah, and the other grants we just didn't qualify for.
You caught Article 7.
Article 7, yeah, we should try it again.
Yeah.
If not, I will have it, I'll manually do it before it hits the floor. 5 to 50.
And this is just a question, but does it always say under the operating budget to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the budget committee recommended sum? Article
Article
6.
Yeah, you're right. That's close.
I've never noticed that before.
Cause it
This
says
is
down
the
the bottom.
selectmen and the budget committee recommended this.
Right, but in the first line, it
First
says, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the budget committee recommended sum.
I would have to check, but I would assume so.
Okay.
Unless it's new wording from the RO.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
The sum of $5,000 and there's $50,000 in parentheses.
Yeah, that's what we
one
said,
that-
that's the
that's
one
what
we
we
said was
just,
corrected.
Alright,
Yep, no, good, thank you. Let me see.
See anything else?
Vote, your vote,
Sorry. Pulling this on up with the-
you can vote to accept the draft with these amendments. If they're good with it.
Just out of curiosity, on number 10, why is it $8? It just seems odd.
That's just what the grant, it's the
Really?
grant based on miles of road,
Wow.
class 5 roads.
Wow. So it's so much per mile?
Yeah, it's some calculate, do you know how it works, do you calculation?
Interesting. It's.
There's some formula they use to get, when you get a grant
Mhm.
based off the miles of class 5 roads that you have in your town.
They come up, they pay somebody good money and call to come up with a figure too.
I think it's, all of the selectmen should note that on Article 4, it was originally proposed for 200,000, and then after our meeting with the lead and copper people yesterday, we had to increase it to $1 million.
Spreadsheet that was given.
So Scott, Mike, and I, huh?
Actually, you can check it on the MS-37. It was just uploaded today.
What are you looking for?
The 5.7 that's listed in the warrant article. Trying to for the operating budget,
5.7?
The.
million.
I was trying to look at it on a
Article
spreadsheet to see.
So it's not, I don't see it on the
Go with
spreadsheet, but it's on the
737,
MS, yeah.
yeah.
But I can see it on that, I just can't, I couldn't find it on that budget worksheet.
So the selectmen need to vote in here. This is why we're in a joint meeting, so it should be a joint meeting called to order.
Joint meeting called to work.
And so Scott, Mike and I sat through, another meeting relating to this lead and copper. Article number 4. And when we were originally talking, it was anticipated maybe we would budget for 200,000, and that is not gonna be nearly enough. They actually wanted us to budget for 2 million. We know we can whittle it down because we know some of the stuff on their spreadsheets is inaccurate, and we can prove that they're not lead. So, we needed to increase it to 1 million now. So Scott couldn't be here tonight, so he asked me to bring it forward for the 2 selectmen to vote on to revise the warrant article and the budget to reflect the $1 million in Article 4.
Now, is that $1 million? All of that, or the 70% of that will be reimbursable?
Provided no laws change between now and then, or no rates go down. But that's why we need to lock in as much as we can now.
Yep.
You do not have to spend it all, because they believe that forgiveness of rates are going to drop here soon. And they don't know how long it's gonna be available either.
What they do is they reimburse us on the principal of what we use.
Yes,
Not the
no,
And who's the,
state.
the state.
so this is state
It's a
money, it's not
self-revolving
federal
fund,
money.
right, it's,
Okay.
well, it's a trickle down effect, but yes.
It's already been given?
This
Or
is
is it in
something we,
limbo with all the other grants and funding that has been shut
I
down?
can't speak to that. I just know we're trying to secure the funds we need.
What'd you say?
Bill Brett, more money.
So, it's not doing anything to your it's not having any tax impact right now because really all the board is doing is requesting permission to apply for these things. We are showing it as an expense and we're showing it as a revenue because we plan to bond it. So it's pretty much just a wash with no tax bearing yet. Until we start making the payments and then that's when it will be. You'll start seeing it as,
in the long-term debt
right,
number.
And you expect payments to begin in 2026?
we don't have any expectations on Article 4.
Okay. Well, as a selectman, I make a motion to accept or to approve the, sum of $1 million for replacement of the lead pipes. Do I have a second? Selectman? Second, okay, all those in favor? Aye.
All both of it.
Do I have a motion from the budget committee to accept the change to $1 million?
I accept it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So now we close the joint meeting.
Well, I have. You two have one other, order of business before we finalize this warrant. I have an estimate, one of the estimates, to repair Main Street. The pavement alone is gonna be $50,000, and that's what we have not received the construction bill yet for the emergency dig. I think, my recommendation is that you guys consider at least raising the water capital reserve. 100,000. At least for the 50,000, the paving has to come out of the water because it was a water main break. It's not.
And ultimately, the construction should come out.
And it should too, so, and I'm guessing 5 or 6,000 there, maybe, I don't know, 5. Between everybody.
12 hours? Is that on the number 5?
So. I just wanted you guys to consider maybe raising that. $50,000 or $60,000 to cover that, you know, the expenses covered, and you have. Major, water projects this year coming.
I would make a motion to increase the capital reserve water line item by 50,000.
And that would be Article
20.
20.
Yeah.
What did you motion, Cheryl?
So to increase that by 50,000 to make it 170,000 to be placed in the water department capital reserve fund.
You second that, Jill?
Yes,
You still having trouble, you want me to mine?
no, I'm fine.
Okay, good.
All those in favor? Aye.
So.
Do we have to vote on that too?
So you're gonna amend
Yeah.
Article 20 as well.
Do I have a motion to amend Article 20 to by $50,000 to $170,000? Do I have a motion to? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Yeah.
And just to, part of that paving is the reason it's so much is it's state highway.
Do I have a motion to accept the 2025 warrant
With
As
Julie's
amended.
change.
With
with
amendments.
stated changes?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Should we close the budget, the joint meeting?
Yeah, I make a motion to close the selectmen portion of this meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the budget.
Because we're still.
You wanna reopen it now? Now, are we voting on the spreadsheet or are we voting on the 737? I think we usually vote on the 737.
You can go whatever, if you usually do the, by the departments, so as long as you can, which is kind of on the 737.
Yeah,
You're gonna get the same thing. I think it'll be easier for you off the 737. I just gave you both so you could proof me.
So,
yeah. So here we go. General government. $1,583,043. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Right.
All those in favor say aye.
Yeah, and the other thing that, so the million for Article 4 is shown in the 737, the additional 50,000 is not in the capital reserve, so just when you get to that, if you can add that in.
yeah,
Thank you.
Okay, public safety, $1,123,200. Do I have a motion to accept?
And this includes the joint ambulance that we,
Would say that
Yes.
again, Marcy?
this
So-
includes the joint number from the ambulance,
Yeah,
the
that's the
137,
182.
the 182.
Yes.
Yep, okay,
We're staying.
Do I have a motion to accept?
I accept.
Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next up is highway and streets, $295,500. Do I have a motion to accept?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Sanitation, $333,449. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Second.
Health, $8,050. Do I have a motion to accept?
Oh, you didn't vote.
Oh,
Sanitation.
Oh.
sanitation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Health, $8,050. Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a
I'll make
motion.
it, sorry. I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next up, welfare, $43,605. Do I have a motion to accept?
I accept.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Culture and recreation, $529,771. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Conservation and development, $24,305. Do I have a motion to accept?
Sure.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Next up, debt service. $57,983. Do I have a motion to accept?
Sure.
Second? All those in favor say aye. Capital outlay, $202,878. Do I have a motion to accept?
No motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. operating transfers out. $1,526,350. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So that brings the total operating budget appropriations to $5,728,134. Next up are the special warrant articles. First up is the E1 rescue truck of $355,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Second? All those in favor say aye. The water line replacement from Lower Woodstock, top of North Station Road to just south of South Station Road, $1 million. Do I have a motion to accept? Second?
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next up, lead and copper improvements, $250,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Oh,
You skipped the line.
Yeah.
You're,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
$1 million. Do I have a motion to accept?
Aye.
Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Water Department restricted fund balance, $250,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second,
Aye.
the community center, isn't it?
should be 50,000.
It should. So on the warrant article,
We just had to change the 5
5
to
to
50.
50, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a motion to accept?
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, you need to be putting in 50,000 because it was moved. That 50,000 used to be in the operating budget of the community center. For projects like the airlock and the roof and all of that, and we asked last year for that not to be in the operating budget anymore, but as a capital reserve line item. So that when the money doesn't get spent because a project couldn't get off the ground or whatever, we're not
It's
having
still
to
there.
encumber the money.
Okay.
We can have it in the capital reserve gaining interest.
Okay, so that thing was supposed to say 50,000 in words.
50,000.
Mhm. The
Oh,
number
I
was
thought it
off.
was
I
the
thought it was
other
the other
way.
way.
Yeah, so did
I.
Okay, so let's vote on the community center, 50,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Revaluation, 25,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Is paving include the was this the one we had to change the
No.
paving?
No.
Okay.
No,
Water.
it's under,
Gotta
if
go
we
with the
fund
water.
underwater.
Okay, paving, 75,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Highway block grant, $26,008. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Town building maintenance, 45,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Fire,
Yes.
what did we just?
Fire department
Yeah.
equipment is when you're on that, you just do town building.
Fire department equipment, 31,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Fire truck capital reserve, 75,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Main Street revitalization, $5,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Solid waste facility improvement, $10,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Highway heavy duty, $75,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Wait, highway maintenance.
Highway maintenance, 70, these, they don't line up.
No, the numbers in the, yeah, I do the same thing you do.
Highway maintenance, 75,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Highway heavy duty, 75,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Aye.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Sewer department, 75,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye. Water department, 170,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Record preservation, $10,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Police department equipment, 28,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Cemetery maintenance, $5,000. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Emergency management, $2,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Computer software, 54,800. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Library computer equipment expendable trust, $2,000. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So the total on the proposed special articles is 344,388,08.
She still got some. You did it all. You usually do it for one. For estimated number something.
So estimated revenues of $5,692,900. Do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. So it leaves us as up $405,923. Tax impact is 138 per thousand.
I'll change just a little bit with the 50,000.
Oh, yeah.
What's the tax rate now?
Oh gosh. 20 something. Sorry, I usually know it right off the top of my head.
We just said it too.
Yeah, I just am tired.
Well, while we're looking that up, I'm gonna call the joint selectmen's meeting to order again. And we're gonna vote real quick on the MS 37. I'm gonna do it since she just went through it line by line. We're just gonna do it at total sum.
Okay.
So-
737.
Yep, the 737. So I make a motion to accept the total operating budget appropriations of $5,728,134. Do I have a second?
Yes, you do.
All those in favor? Aye. We are going to, I make a motion to accept the total proposed special articles in the amount of $3,443,808. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. And lastly, revenues. I'll make a motion to accept the total estimated revenues and credits of $5,692 and $692,900. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. And now close the joint meeting again. For the selectmen.
The only thing left is to look at the revised, public hearing notice.
Look at it every day, but I couldn't remember it. 23rd, so this is it.
Okay.
But keep in mind, we're going through a full reval this year. So it probably won't be as impactful as you.
Yeah, I thought it was higher.
Voting.
We're done voting. We're looking
Yeah,
at
I
the
saw
notice
it.
of public bond.
And you added in the 50 when you were
I did.
voting. Okay.
Yeah, we just did the two realignment as a whole.
Does anyone see any errors or changes that need to be done on the public notice?
Did you tell her last week? We learned from the town attorney that it's actually your public hearing?
No, she changed it back.
She did, okay,
And then-
never mind.
We had a little discussion over that and we've agreed that we'll just have you both present
Okay,
at 5:30. And then we'll be public.
okay.
Yeah, it was, my notice had already gone to the paper too, and she's like, yeah, maybe we might have been wrong. But I still think they should both be there just in case, and
Okay.
that's what we typically do anyway.
So we're here 5:30 next Wednesday.
Yes, Bill, 5:30 next Wednesday.
Aye.
I think I sent them.
Make sure Mr. Rice knows that.
And are we here?
We're here,
Yeah, that's just our public meeting. right?
yes. And I'll try to catch her before she runs the paper again and add that in there, Steve. I don't know if I can catch the paper one or not, but try.
Okay, is there anything else to come before this meeting? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. I close the meeting at 6:08.